Mic check 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and the final verdict is don't waste your time. Um, Many of you know that I took some time this weekend to try and see both online and in store if I'd be able to find any deals during GameStop's buy two get one promotion. And unfortunately for me, I did not find anything worth picking up because a lot of the better retro games, which is really what I'm more so focused on now in terms of adding to my collection, a lot of those were, based on your location. And I guess I live far away from everything. And a lot of those retro games, and when I say retro, I mean like NES, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, a lot of that stuff was pretty much gone before, 5 a.m. And I'm assuming the promotion launched at some time at midnight on their website. So unless you were up at midnight, really scouring the internet, you really weren't going to be able to find anything pretty much after that, because a lot of the folks who were on it, they're the ones who took advantage of that. At this stage of the game, what you're left with on GameStop's website is pretty much PS3 games, Xbox 360 games, Wii games. Um, there are some original Game Boy games that are available on there. You still have a few like Super Nintendo games here and there, but a lot of that stuff is stuff that I either already have or have in another format, and so I don't really want to kind of do doubles. And then with GameStop now, you can get free shipping, but you have to spend, I think, over 79 bucks. But I'm just not really finding a good enough combination of games for me to want to take advantage of the promotion. I will say that I was pretty stoked when I saw that they had a copy of Silver Surfer for the NES. I'm mad I didn't pick that up when I saw it. So to whoever got that, congrats to you. That's a really cool looking shoot 'em up game on the NES. It's like a top down. Well, I guess there's like parts of it where it's top down and some parts of it where it's side scrolling. So it looks like a pretty cool NES game. I may just pick that up. But yeah, overall, I think at this point, it's pretty much a waste of time unless you have a GameStop near you that carries like a lot of those kind of older retro games, and maybe you can take advantage in store. I just don't have anything like that near me. And so it just isn't going to make sense for me. Now, I was working on a collection challenge, which I have to announce, unfortunately, I'm going to have to put on hold. So I'm going to have to put the Super Nintendo Collection Challenge on hold. And that was pretty much a challenge where I was going to be adding one very rare and expensive Super Nintendo game to my collection each month throughout the rest of the year. And the stack of games that I'm showing you here, these were pretty much all the games that I picked up in the first half of April to try and build a fund to be able to purchase some of those games. The first game that I had on my list was Super Turrican 2, and I had around $200 in the bank. So my goal was to flip these games to be able to raise the other 125 to 150 needed. Now, I was able to pick all of these games up. Well, not Transformers, so we'll remove Transformers, but I was pretty much able to pick up all of these games that you see here for roughly around 90 bucks in April, which to me wasn't a horrible deal. Pretty much all these games are complete in box. They're 8 to 9 out of 10, 8 to 9 out of 10 condition, and some of them are actually still, or one of them is still sealed. Darksiders is even still sealed. So some pretty cool stuff here. But the flipping game is just, it takes too much time away from me. And I just don't have the time for it. I was going to give it a shot. I truly was going to give it a shot, see what I could do. But right now I am in the middle of a full-on renovation. So I'm doing a gut renovation to the bathroom one of the bathrooms in my home. And that's taking up a lot of time. It's taking up a lot of money. It's taking up a lot of energy, and I just don't have it in me right now. So maybe this is something I can try to pick back up maybe over the summer or going into the fall. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these games. I may keep them in my collection, or I may just take them all to a retro game store to see what I can trade for. But I do have all of these games here, and I'm actually considering just keeping them in the collection and adding them to the collection. The Yakuza I'm definitely keeping in my collection for sure. And maybe even some of these 360 games, because I know how popular those are right now. The Naruto games, I'm not sure. Tomb Raider, not sure. Not really too sure about the PS3 games that I have here, but definitely going to be keeping the 360 stuff. And then I have some PS2 games that I'm thinking I'll probably wind up keeping. Now, I still have this box of games here, which a lot of these are just doubles, which again, I may just kind of use some of these to pick up maybe 1 or 2 Super Nintendo games. Nothing too super rare or too crazy expensive. But like I said, as far as the overall challenge, that is just another level of pressure that I just don't have the bandwidth to maintain at this point. I got a lot of responses on some of the GameStop videos, so thank you to everyone who provided constructive comments and, provided some color and some clarity to, what I was interpreting on, their website as, gamesmanship, I guess you would say. Got a lot of comments back. The overwhelming consensus, though, is that a lot of people are frustrated with the way GameStop's online store works. I think a lot of people just experience challenges with it. And whether you're looking for games for yourself to add to your collection, or you are looking for games that you can flip, the process is just a little janky to me, regardless of which side of the fence you're on. If you're someone who's flipping, and you're picking up games and you're able to take advantage of a promotion, I'm not mad at you. I'm not a fan of people who take advantage of the unknowing. That's a little bit more sketchy to me, but I'll leave that for another video, another time, another place. But if you flip, go for it. I'm not mad at anyone who flips video games the same way I'm not mad at anyone who flips clothing. Reselling is a full-time job for some people. Like, reselling items is this is how some people feed their families. So it's a hustle, and I'm not gonna knock the hustle. There's all types of hustles out there. And if you knew how many types of hustles were out there, and if you knew how many times you in fact were being hustled each day, you'd probably hate everyone. So I'm not gonna knock the hustler, especially over something like video games. Not being able to find video games or purchase video games is a first world problem. It's not the same as, a food shortage or, not being able to access things that you actually need to survive. It's just video games. So, at the end of the day, this is all fun. It's all fun and games. And hopefully, like I said, I can pick the collection challenge back up sometime over the summer. But for now, we're just going to cool off. And probably just try to see what I can get for the extras I have in my collection now. I really am trying to focus more so on the older stuff. I really, really am. I mean, this year, if you follow the channel, you'll know that I actually picked up some retro games during the first quarter of the year. And those games included, what games did I pick up? So I picked up, where is it at? I picked up a copy of Mystical Ninja. So that was a game that I had picked up earlier in the year. Super Bomberman 2 was another one that I had picked up. Journey to Silius. This is actually a GameStop pickup. GameStop, they do have some pretty tight NES games, man. Like, they have some sick ones. Don't sleep on GameStop's NES. They get these NES games in there. So pick that up. But I'm definitely going more for the older stuff right now. That's definitely where my heart is, where my passion is. I had kind of slowed down on some of the NES stuff, and I actually wound up selling some of my retro games when I was doing like some selling of my collection towards the end of the year. But just kind of sucks that I let certain games go. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. Probably try to go after some of the more moderately priced games. I'm thinking about going after maybe some of, like, the Maximum Carnage, Separation Anxiety, like Spider-Man for Sega Genesis, just some more of the more feasible, reachable games. And I'll leave the super, super rare stuff for another time. But let me know down in the comments if you have been able to take advantage of GameStop's buy two get one. Have you found anything? Are there any deals that you're able to make? It's the Y2K collector coming at you on a Monday. Hopefully I can get some of my technical issues squared away so I can put together something more formal for you guys. Usually my usual video that I put out on Sundays. Just been a struggle with everything going on at the house, but I'll be back this afternoon. It's Monday. Make it a positive and solid week. Take it easy.